Every decision I've ever made in my entire life has been wrong. My life is the complete opposite of everything I want it to be.
WICR, Iona College Radio.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
WICR, rocking the campus in New Rochelle.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dylan Gaseng here, coming to you live from the bottom of Iona, from the bottom of the LaPenta building at Iona College in our radio station. Time right now is 1:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go live every Tuesday, from 2 to 3. Today I want to talk about what happened just this past week in the NFL. I want to start off with last night's Monday night game. Steelers at the Bucks. Going into that game, the Steelers were 0-1-1, meaning no wins, one loss, and a tie. The Buccaneers came into that game 2-0. The Steelers, we know they've had their share of problems coming into this season. First, Le'Veon Bell. They wouldn't give him his money, so he's been holding out. I'll get some more about him in just a few. But, yeah. A lot of the Steelers' problems on the field has been their defense. And it wasn't... There was a question mark going into last night's game because the Buccaneers, even with Jameis Winston being suspended for the first few games, they came in rolling on offense. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic, came in there with, I think, 8 touchdown passes and only 1 interception. And they had 2 very good wins over their division rivals Saints and last year's Super Bowl champion Eagles. So the game last night, I didn't catch all of it, but Pittsburgh was able to prevail 30-27. 30-27. Now, Pittsburgh, they got Pittsburgh going into the fourth quarter had a 30-13 lead, and all of a sudden you felt like things were back together. Well, the Buccaneers scored 2 late touchdowns and almost came out of there with a W. Like I said, the Steelers, I think they still have their problems, especially on defense. And their division this year, I think their division, it's up for grabs, especially for Cleveland of all teams. I mean, the way all those teams in the AFC North have been playing so far, I mean, anyone could win that division. Big Ben last night. Big Ben, 30 of 38, 353 yards, 3 TDs, but he did have the 1 interception early, but he was fine after that. We know that without Le'Veon Bell, the Steelers really aren't the same on offense because of what he can do as a runner and a receiver. James Conner last night. A lot of people are some are high on him, others aren't. But last night the Steelers really didn't run the ball a whole lot. I mean, they didn't have to because of Big Ben, but Connor last night had 61 yards off of 15 carries. And he also had 34 yards off of 5 receptions. So the numbers weren't spectacular, but they got the job done. Antonio Brown, 6 receptions for 50 yards and 1 TD. So I think he's happy now, and there won't be any more problems. At least that's what I think. But if there's one X factor for this Steelers offense, I think it's their second tight end, Vance McDonald. He had 4 receptions last night for a $112 and that 1 TD in the first quarter, which was something special, I thought, as he was able to release off the line cleanly. I think Tampa Bay blitzed on that play. It was 3rd and long, and he just went out to the corner. Nobody near him. Just got a good release off the line. Went out into the corner wide open, and he made Chris Conley look like a fool for one with that stiff arm that enabled him to reach the end zone. So look out for Vance McDonald. It's only one game for him, but I mean, with only Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster, I mean, Jesse James, he could be another X factor as he's their number 1 tight end, but without a third receiver right now, which Pittsburgh really likes, and without Le'Veon Bell, watch out for Vance McDonald in that Steelers offense. But yeah, Pittsburgh getting the win. I feel that in their division, this is how they're going to win games now. This is how they're going to win games. Big Ben, he's going to have to do the Aaron Rodgers. He's going to have to carry the team this year, because I feel that their defense through these first 3 games, their defense, they are not good enough. I honestly think they are not good enough to help this team. So the way that the Steelers are going to win this year is through that offense and Big Ben. And they're going to have, I mean, Le'Veon Bell right now, they're thinking about parting ways with him. So 2 teams that I feel he might go to are, believe it or not, New England. Imagine that. And Green Bay. Imagine that, because you have 2 elite quarterbacks, if not the 2 best in the league. Both teams right now, they kind of need a running back, especially Green Bay, because Aaron Rodgers, we know that he rarely has any running games. We know that. But yeah, and I was reading on my laptop earlier today that the Jets are interested in Le'Veon Bell. I honestly don't see Le'Veon Bell going to the Jets. it could happen, but the two teams I think right now for him, New England and Green Bay. Honestly, if I were Le'Veon Bell, I would get myself to Green Bay. Just when people thought that the Buccaneers were going to be one of the best teams this year, they still have a long ways to go, and who knows what's going to happen to Ryan Fitzpatrick. Again, it was the typical Ryan Fitzpatrick. Play well for a while, but then when it really matters, when people are looking at him as a serious quarterback, he falls off the ladder. Last night, he completed 60% of his passes, 30 of 50, but he did have 3 crucial interceptions. I mean, he also had 3 touchdowns, and the offense still looked good. Like I said, they came back in that game, but I mean, think about it. You still have, when you think of the NFC South, folks, it's really just offense, because you've got Drew Brees, you've got Matt Ryan, you've got Cam Newton. So those games are going to be shootouts. And right now, Tampa Bay, they may have some offense, but they really don't have any defense. But the right now, going week 4, the Buccaneers have to go on the road to a revamped, vaunted Chicago Bears team. That's not an easy place to play in, even when it's not cold. The Chicago Bears, both teams right now, Tampa Bay and Chicago, going into this week, are 2-1. One has the offense, the other has the defense. Right now, Chicago at home, new coach and everything. Offense, I mean, the defense, new look offense under first-year head coach Matt Nagy, second-year quarterback Mitchell Trubisky. They've got a running game. Their receivers are better than what they had under John Fox a few years, his last 2 years. The defense, getting Khalil Mack before the start of the season, has really helped. So I'm looking at this game. Tampa Bay, Chicago, Tampa Bay on the road. I've got Chicago in a close one. And back before I end this segment, back to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has to not play next. Pittsburgh doesn't have to play another Monday night, but they've got to play Sunday night. So they're at home against a familiar foe in the Ravens. It seems like Pittsburgh, they feel comfortable right now after winning last night. It seems like things are back together. But Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Sunday Night Football. Pittsburgh at home. I like Pittsburgh in this one, in a close one. As you football fans know, Ravens, Steelers, it's a tough AFC North rivalry. Always play to the best, but for this one, I feel that Pittsburgh, playing at home, finding themselves again. I think they have the better offense. I'll take Pittsburgh in a close one. All right, next segment, I want to get into some Patriots talk. They're 1-2 right now. There are some question marks. Stay tuned.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
WICR, rocking the campus in New Rochelle.